Alright, so, we have a little bit of a situation here. I played more of this game for about 2.5 hours, and then Streamlabs decided to screw up and delete all my footage. So that was fun. Thankfully I had a save file from before I figured all that out. But yeah, there's gonna be a segment where I know where to go and what to do and stuff, which is a shame, because I record this to get my first reactions. But anyway, let's start with this guy, because I didn't even realize you could interact with him. See, if you interact, you get this, where you can type in some initials. But you don't know what those are yet. But I take it you've noticed the giant mirror in the back. So if we move it a bit, suddenly we have HM. That's actually pretty clever. It's a very simple puzzle, but I didn't even consider I could interact with this thing. So I honestly find it kind of... I think you're supposed to find this way earlier than I did, but I find it kind of cool. So we're just gonna go all the way up to M here. Thank you. That activates this guy. So upstairs we go. Let's grab that. Do you want to activate? Yes. That gives us a small rusty key. And then we haul ass. Because this guy arrives. So that key actually opens a door in the attic. But, we're not going there yet. Because I'm gonna need some more ammo. As you can see, I am hurting right now. Oh, I actually forgot to pick something up in the attic. Yeah, we're gonna have to watch another scene when we get there. Yeah. But, that gilded key that I kept wondering where it goes, it's actually used here. You unlock the door. And in we go.
Aline?
Carnby?
Yeah. I just don't understand what part Obed Morton's playing in all this business.
My feeling is that it's his brother who holds all the answers.
A brother?
Brother?
Alan. Obed's twin brother.
Ah, suddenly there's a twin involved.
It seems as though Alan Morton is... How can I put it? Diabolic. Yeah, that's the term that fits him best. I found out he killed his own father, Howard, and used him as a subject for his experiments. He's a monster.
Aline, you're holding something back.
I think that Alan Morton, like some sort of Dr. Moreau, genetic manipulation of some kind.
I do like the literature shout out to Dr. Moreau.
Darkness.
That would explain...
I've never actually seen the Island of Dr. Moreau movie. I really should.
I'm way out of my element here.
And I'd be a liar if I told you I've got it under control. Just keep your chin up.
Alright, if I remember correctly, this door is locked and we can't, well, sealed up, and we can't really do anything with it yet. So we're just gonna run in here real quick. Try to ignore that monster at first. Okay, because there's some stuff over here we're gonna need. Like right here. If I recall. Yep. Gonna snap me a couple of first aid kits. And then check this out. That actually really caught me by surprise the first time. I'm sorry you didn't get to see that, but... Alright, so I am gonna save real quick. Because there's a trick to this guy. And it actually took me a while to figure it out. And it might be a little tricky, so I'm gonna need a couple of attempts. Because you see that lamp up there? Crap. Yeah, see, this is what I mean by taking a couple of attempts. It's not real easy to do. You gotta shoot the lamp above him, but it's hard to aim at. Fuck. There we go. But it cost me basically all my handgun bullets, so... Cool. Love that. Alright, got him. Because that reveals a whole bunch of other items over here. And actually something in the back here that I'm not really sure what it's about. Because there's nothing back here. But we can go to the other side of the bed and grab a bunch of cartridges for the shotgun and a rocket launcher. Now we're in business. I'm just gonna equip this because we're gonna be needing it. Alright. Good work, everybody. Let's get back out here. Let's see. That's just a shortcut. I'm gonna shoot this guy real quick.
Aline?
Whoops. I didn't mean to use the radio. My bad. No, okay. Yeah, this is your shortcut to out here. But I'm not gonna shoot that guy yet. He's a waste of bullets at the moment. So, let's see if I remember where we can go. Sealed up. And there's a door here that's important. Yes. Okay. Yeah. What? That is such a good scare. I really love that one. Almost forgot about it. Alright, so we're gonna be coming back here later. But there's a document that I would like to read here. The human shadow fusion has become a reality. All these years of groping my way along. How many false leads have I followed? How many detours? But today the truth is standing before my very eyes. Oh, Father, your veins run once again with life. Father, you are my firstborn son. The cells of the creatures of darkness do not contain, properly speaking, DNA. Rather, a crystalline structure with surprising photosensitive properties is present. It is as though the creature didn't reproduce, or rather, as if they multiplied after the manner of bacteria. I don't yet understand the factors which trigger this multiplication, but it is obvious that once I manage to pass behind the gate, I will know infinitely more. The fusion is based on a principle of surprising simplicity for which I haven't yet mastered all the elements. It is necessary to first extract a few milligrams of the crystalline structure, the most effective being those that cluster around the center of what could pass for a skull. The creatures have neither skeleton nor flesh nor, properly speaking, blood. They're closer in structure to the mineral than the animal. One could say it is as though mineral attempted to imitate the evolution of the living. Once extracted, the crystalline structures are injected directly into the vascular system of a dead or living human. I am persuaded I can perfect the procedure. Mixing the crystalline structures of different creatures, I obtained a more stable result. I can't deny that reading the lines that I've just written, I have the impression of holding a treatise of medieval medicine in my hands. It is nonetheless the truth, the fruits of my labor. The world of darkness is revealing its secrets to me. From now on, I will need more bodies. I'm going to multiply the experiments. Obed will provide the supply. His friends on the continent seem to have even less scruples than me. And then, there's a drawer here that I can't open yet. I don't think, because I think the key I have is for something else. Let me just check. Pretty sure this was something else. Yes. Okay. There's nothing else in here right now as far as I recall. So we're just gonna bounce. Let's get out of here. And this door is locked. I don't think this is where this key goes. Nope. It is at the end of the hall. Hey! Jesus! Okay, I forgot about that guy. Mabi. We're gonna run all the way back here. Because this is where my steel key goes. And for once, I'm gonna turn this on. Because fuck that guy. I'll be taking an ornate key and a charm of saving. Thank you. Now let's see. Oh yeah, there's another document. And half a photograph. Richard Morton, you don't know me as long as you don't... Oh. Richard Morton, you don't know me. And as long as you don't know me, your path will be strewn with pitfalls and perils. My name is Judas Deserto. Even if you may not know me, I know all about you. I know about your sleepless nights, the evenings you spend huddled cold and alone. I know about your fear of the day, and about the terrible loneliness you feel faced with the unknown, face to face with something words can't describe. In the course of a life that's been too long, I've encountered the creatures of the night. I can help you overcome them, master them, and make them your slaves, your servants. You will find supreme power, the power of the absolute that knows no bounds for all eternity. You will find that wielding it brings intense pleasure. My name is Judas Deserto, and already you are getting to know me better. In exchange for this power that already I feel surging through your veins, I ask of you one small favor, a small request with which you will not fail to comply once the time is ripe. All I require is that you send me the small promissory note enclosed, signed with your blood. My name is Judas Deserto, and now you know who I am. What an awesome note. Definitely sets a mood for the game. We're gonna read this too, because this game loves documents that are way too long, and you're gonna see one soon. Edenshaw and I. Edenshaw was like a real father for us. He was Grandpa Jeremy's best and only friend. I always felt there was a strong bond between us, like we shared a secret or the responsibility for a terrible mistake. I remember when we were kids, he would always get Alan and me mixed up. Grandpa Jeremy in the Ford laboratory. Jeremy would spend days and nights on end in this workshop. It was here too that I started my own scientific career. Edenshaw had his bedroom just next door, as if my grandfather couldn't go without having him around. Picture taken during our visit to the Anthropology Museum in Boston. My grandfather organized a visit for my 15th birthday. That visit determined my choice of profession. I remember how surprised I was at just how much Edenshaw knew. In Grandpa Jeremy's workshop. My grandfather's workshop was like Alibaba's cave, but I always sensed that behind his carefree appearance, the research he carried out had very far-reaching consequences. Edenshaw in the garden of the estate. Edenshaw said little about his Native American origins, which gave him a certain mystery and a certain aura. I am still convinced that he knows much more than he lets on. July 13th, my birthday! Well, 2 years after it. Alan has done something terrible. Howard, our father. We are going straight to hell. Well then. Ain't that interesting. Alright, there's nothing else in here as far as I recall. But you might want to look at this. It has half a number on it. Well, isn't that interesting? 1408. And it is a picture of a small boy in front of a stone arch in a cave. Also a giant skull that you're not bringing up for some reason. Actually, I'm gonna... Whoops. I'm gonna use this real quick just so we're in good health. Alright. So that ornate key opens the library that we were told to go to. But again, we're not gonna go there quite yet. Whoa! Shit. I forgot about this guy. No, move. Okay. Fuck. Ah, crap. Well, good thing I just used that medkit. I keep feeling like the mirrors should be interactable, but they're not. So we're gonna go out here. And we're actually gonna go up to the attic, like I said we would before. Because there's a lot of stuff we need to find before the library becomes particularly relevant. So we're gonna go... Wait, no. Hold on, let me think for a second. No, we're gonna go to the attic first. Let's get up here. Because there's a bunch of stuff going on up there. Because the gilded key leads to that door at the top of the other stairs that I also couldn't open for a while. But I think we're gonna go here first. There's a bunch of stuff to do back here. And things to find. Oh. Almost forgot to pick up this. You might remember it. And just to be sure, I think there's a scene coming up. Yes, listen to this.
In the attic.
I went through there. I saw that there's some sort of trap door on the floor. You'll see it. When you walk on it, it has a hollow sound. I met Edenshaw, the old Indian. He told me he was the last witch doctor.
Mm-hmm.
He says he can do something that will stop all this madness. Do you think we can trust him?
I met him too. He seemed to know a lot more than he said.
Yeah, don't say
But
so.
I don't think we have much of a choice anyhow.
He needs 7 statues to carry out some sort of ritual.
Well, why doesn't he go looking for them?
Can't we help him?
Sure. What do these statues look like?
I don't really know. They
7
depict some
statues.
kind
That's a
of
lot of
animals, I
stuff,
think.
man.
Oh, well, that narrows it down.
Carnby, I'm sure it's really important.
I know. We'll find his statues for him. But after that, we're going home.
And where is your home?
I don't know yet.
What is that
We'll
conversation?
get to that later. Over.
How is that relevant right now? Ah, well, whatever. Hold on, I gotta make sure this is loaded.
Aline?
Whoops. No. No, I was using my inventory. Thank you. Alright. Reload this bastard. So, she talked about a trapdoor, right? And I kept thinking she meant in here because How would she ever go in there if it's locked? But, she doesn't mean in here. The trapdoor is somewhere else. Quite frustrating, actually. Alright, these guys are a pain in the ass. We're gonna use this to send them away for a bit. Okay. Let's quickly reload. Come on, die. There we go. I need that guy to die. Yeah, these guys are a pain in the ass. They take way too many shots. But okay, let's look around. There's some stuff to find here. Like ammo, for example. And back here, I think... No, I remembered wrong. Let's just see here. Wait, actually. Yeah, we need this. The lighter. Okay. So, is there anything else I've forgotten about here? I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. Okay, moving on. Moving through here. Lovely place, isn't it? Alright, so... I think this is locked. Yeah, sealed up. Okay. And... See this discolored floor and hear this noise? This is where we use this bad boy. Because that way we get a small key and a small gilded key. And I'm actually not sure I remember where the small gilded one goes yet. So let me just investigate my keys here. First floor office. That's for the drawer we couldn't open before. Small gilded key, second floor east. And we'll figure it out. I can't remember it right now. And ground floor library. But we're not going there yet. That's our end destination for what we're doing here. Right now I'm just looking for items I might have forgotten about. No, it doesn't seem like there are any. And this door is sealed up. Which means we're going here. Ew. These guys are gross. I don't like them. Yeah, so, you want to avoid stepping on that. Or you're gonna get bugs raining down on your head. You'll see in a second. I'll just grab these ammo here. Yes, now I'm starting to feel armed. Okay, careful, careful, careful. Up! No, shit! Damn it! Got me anyway. Fuck these guys. Son of a bitch. Ow! Wow, okay. They're being a lot more persistent now than usual. So yeah, you turn on a candle and you realize there's a draft. Which is what tells you to use this to move on. Clever, right? Ah, crap. Alright. Hold on. There you are. You little bastard. Come on, come closer. There you go. Oh, there's another one. Forgot about him. Come closer, you little bitch. There we go. Okay. Got 5 shots each. It's so much. It's so much. Alright, I don't think we can go in here. No, and I don't believe any of our keys work here. No, it does not. Instead, we're gonna go here. Hell yeah, first aid kits. Hello, lady.
You are back.
Back? Who are you talking about?
But who are you?
The name's Carnby.
It's definitely not a young
Edward
woman doing an
Carnby,
old woman voice.
And I'm here to help you.
Do not lie to me. You are here for something else.
Aren't you going to ravish me?
Aline? Do you know where she is?
Oh, she is most probably dead by now. You know, Mr. Carnby, of all those who set foot on the island, few ever got away. Obed told me he spoke to a man, it was last week, I think.
Must have been
Obed
Fiske.
was sure the man was going to help us. Oh, Obed has always...
Look at how pointy her fingers are.
This man, was his name Fiske? Charles Fiske?
How can one be sure of anything on Shadow Island? I know you have come to
Shadow
harm
Island is
my
such a goofy name for
sons.
this place.
No, you've got me all wrong.
Go to the library and burn it all. Let the flames purify this hellish place.
But what about you?
I am already dead.
Okay,
Go to
easy, lady.
hell.
The Jesus, lady. He's just like, alright, whatever. Crazy bitch. But there's still some stuff in here I gotta check out. Like this magazine here. Professor Morton's presentation immediately triggered passionate outbursts from the specialists present in the audience. For several years, Obed Morton, a world-renowned specialist in the history of Native Americans, has devoted himself to researching all available data about one tribe, the Abkhanis, of whom there is no living ancestral trace. Until today, Professor Morton has kept his research top secret. All we know about his research is that he received considerable financial backing from the Institute of Ethnology in Boston, as well as a significant slice of Obed Morton's own legendary family fortune. His research activity has been monumental, and it would take too long to detail the hypotheses and evidence laid down by Obed Morton. The thrust of the eminent ethno-linguist argument is that around 12,000 BC, the Abkhanis tribe conceived a highly developed complex writing system through the combination of signifying symbols. These astounding findings challenge not just our knowledge of North American Indian culture, but also what we know about the origins of languages and writing. Several specialists in the field present at this historic conference spoke out immediately against the professor's theories. For our part, we will merely state that a work of these proportions is beyond the scope of one man alone. All the same, this is exactly what the Professor Morton claims. Let me just double check for items I might have forgotten about in here. I don't think there's anything else. Nope, we just needed to meet her. And read that document. There's nothing else in here as far as I know. Unless we can light this candle? I actually don't think we can. Nope. Alright. In that case, we're headed out. Just see if there's more stuff I've forgotten about. Oh. I think that was just the light switch, actually. Yeah, it is. Just turn that on. Let's see if any of my keys fit here. I'm pretty sure it does. Yep. Alright, here we gotta be a little careful. Because we're about to open some shortcuts. But there are enemies to be found. Right, see this? We are back here in this office, so we might as well do this real quick. We're just gonna go open this, because there's something important in here. You take a large ornate key and half a photograph. Would you look at that? 2 halves of a photograph. 2518. A torn black and white photograph of a small boy in front of a stone ark in a cave. Now, what do you think happens when we combine these two? A black and white photograph of 2 small boys in front of a stone ark in a cave. 1408 plus 2518. We also got a large ornate key. Both of which are for the library. So that's interesting. But we're gonna go back where we just came from. Oh, crap. Yep, I forgot these guys pop up. And actually, I'm gonna be using one of these. Because, down here, we're gonna be getting into a little fight. Let me just... Nope, nothing here, remember? Turn on the lights. And just shooting me. Oh, crap. Ah, I hadn't reloaded. Dumbass. Shit. Come on. No! Damn it. Oh, well. Got them both. Now let's open some doors. This door's locked. You unlock the door, because that leads me back out here, which is gonna be very helpful in just a second. This door is locked. I don't recall being able to... No. Let's see. This door is locked. Can I use these? I don't actually remember. No. Okay. Cool then. But they both say they're for the library though, so now I'm actually confused. I don't remember having 2 keys for the library. But anyway. We've opened some shortcuts. We've moved around quite a bit, so now we can get in here. Look at that big ass library. Now why do I have an extra key for this place? That's actually very confusing to me. I don't recall getting 2 keys for that. But
Carnby?
I'm in the library. It's awesome.
Don't touch anything. It probably contains treasures.
Do you really think I don't know the difference between a pulp novel and an Elsevier edition?
An Elsevier?
yeah, there you go.
I'd never have guessed that
Carnby
such a
has
term
some
was
literature
part of your
knowledge, apparently.
vocabulary.
Oh yeah? Well, don't worry. I'm just full of surprises. Over.
Alright, so we got a library to explore here. There's actually not a lot of items, but... Oh, we don't need this yet. There is a bunch of stuff to explore anyway, because there's a lot of documents in here we gotta read. I'm just gonna real quick search for items I might have forgotten about. I don't think there's many. So we're just gonna look around real quick. Nope. Nope. And nope. And I'm actually gonna save in here. Because we're about to experience some shit. Okay, we're saved. Now then. Let's real quickly go over here. Actually, let me... No, okay. So here's something that took me forever. First of all, I'm gonna grab this, and then I'm gonna go read some stuff. Because there's a impossibly long fucking document in here that unfortunately I feel like we have to read. Again, in my case. Alright, so, over here. June 1949. I am a Morton. I realized that today. I have tried for so long to escape my destiny, but my willpower was probably not strong enough. My fascination for the world of darkness has vanquished me, but I chose to resist cooperation, a choice my father never had because of that demon Deserto. For I understood early on that only light can vanquish darkness. The magnesium bullets that were made in Italy have a remarkable effect on the smaller creatures, but they have proved inadequate to deal with the stronger monsters dwelling deep in the entrails of the night. The work of the French scientist de Broglie has greatly inspired my research. The properties of light he discovered and its undulating nature are remarkable. It is thus possible to concentrate and amplify it, to rupture its movement and phase, and thus transform it into a terrible destructive energy. The information I possess about the molecular structure of the shadows of the night is fragmentary, but my study of them has produced conclusive results that their capacities for absorption of light energy are limited. Photoelectric energy at certain high levels destabilizes its chemical structure. The molecules break down and the entire macro system implodes. If I could build a weapon able to concentrate light energy by factors of up to 100 or even 1,000, then... If I had the technology, if there weren't limits, God, if only someone could help me. When Edenshaw defeated Deserto, that malevolent being who led our family down the path to dishonor, I knew that my Indian friend had been sent to me by the gods. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna read it as written. I know it's not appropriate, but as written, to stay in character. As a child, I saw him complete the incantation at the circle of stones, facing in the direction of the conjunction. Right, so the red text is obviously important. Deserto, who knew their power, employed his magical powers to dissimulate from the statues from the eyes of man. January 13th, 1953. This date will remain engraved in my memory forever. My grandchildren were born today. God alone knows what they will make of their lives. Howard wants to get them away from Shadow Island. I understand his reasons, but I fear that destiny will prove stronger than a poor father's desire. October 14th, 1966. My research advances in leaps and bounds. Time is of the essence. I feel things stirring down below, like they know that a date with destiny is nigh. Their forays into our world of light are becoming increasingly frequent. With every new day, my study of the creatures of darkness greets me with new surprises. It seems that they all possess the same genetic heritage. The expression, however, is unsuitable. The entities are more closely related to minerals than organic life, but I find none better. It's as though they have all been cloned from the same root matter. December 5th, 1969. I finally managed to strengthen the resonance power from the crystals. Now only matter stands in my way. I tested the first version of the photoelectric pulsar and it literally fell to pieces in my hands. I fear I must brace myself for long months of adjustment and careful tuning. Alan continues to show remarkable intuition. His mind seems to be perfectly in tune with the creatures of the night. He even claims that they obey his commands. However, I am unhappy with the direction his research has taken. May 31st, 1973. My strength is abandoning me. Sharp pains shoot through my body like arrows. I have still so much left to do. I know now that Alan belongs to another world entirely. For the first time ever, he told me about his real plans. He wants to fuse light and dark, to restore their original unity, to reunify them, so defying their separation. I think he has been waiting for the moment when I'm too weak and old to oppose him. God alone knows what he might do. For the first time in my life, last night, I prayed. Alright, so you might think that was the impossibly long document, but no! You're about to get your shit rocked! Check this out. Lovely book. 49 goddamn pages! Somebody went nuts with the lore in this game. Christ. I mean, some of it is pictures like these with descriptions, but still. Richard Morton, back from an exploration in front of one of his ships. The history of the famous Boston dynasty is a tale full of unexplained events, surprises, and troubles. Some will claim my only goal in telling it is to damage the reputation of one of the most legendary fortunes of Massachusetts. I would like to say in my defense that I'm simply doing my duty as a historian. My account is based on reliable sources and interviews with witnesses who, though they may be evasive, are no less worthy of our interest. If I echo certain rumors, it is in the belief that they too are constitutive of the Morton family history. Okay. Contract for the exploitation of natural resources in Puebla, Venezuela, signed by a representative of the Venezuelan government and by Richard Morton. The Morton family roots in America go back to the time of the great demographic changes during the decades following the founding of the USA. Although it is impossible to reconstruct the family history further back than the beginning of the 19th century, it appears that the family originated from the small town of Whitechapel in Sussex, England. It was Robert Morton, a linen merchant, who led his family to the American continent. In 1823, he built his first paper factory on the heights of Beacon Hill. The success of Morton Papers was dazzling. It was Richard Morton, though, his older brother, who founded the final Morton Empire by creating the Morton Oil Company on March 23, 1889, at the age of 37. The Iceman. The Morton family's history of secrecy started with the discovery of a man in the ice during one of the company's prospecting expeditions in Greenland between 1891 and 93. Richard Morton, the influential public figure, became increasingly reclusive, abandoning the powerful Boston society circles he frequented, to launch himself into daring expeditions that led him back time after time to the site of his first macabre discovery. DeSerto in the background, staring at the viewer like he knows something. To assist in his missions, which sometimes ended in human and financial disaster, he called upon Swedish and Norwegian sailors and mercenaries, among who was a certain Judas DeSerto. DeSerto was a risk-taker, a warrior, and a clairvoyant, interested in the arts of black magic. He was a suspicious character who seemed to have great influence over Richard Morton. The exact cause of this terrible accident was never uncovered. Against expectations, the family business was flourishing. The Morton Oil Company won over market after market in Venezuela, in Indonesia, and in the North Sea. Its competitors, meanwhile, were struck by a string of surprising misfortunes. Their key negotiators had accidents, their directors developed mental health problems, and their lawyers would cave in suddenly, agreeing to disadvantageous settlements. No public or private investigation managed to pin a criminal charge on the Morton Group. The family's fortune was known to be huge, however, no one knew how huge. Gibson, around 1900. Samuel Gibson entered into Richard Morton's service on June 20th, 1899. This brilliant student had a knack for deciphering ancient languages. It turned out that Morton had entrusted him with the translation of inscriptions on tablets found near the famous Iceman. Gibson's work led Richard Morton to Shadow Island. offshore view of Shadow Island. The fort that overlooks the island's bleak moors had been abandoned for a good 20 or so years. Soldiers stationed there had experienced hallucinations or suffered sudden bouts of sheer madness. Others simply disappeared without trace. I should also mention a strange legend that claims the chapel, situated near the fort, has been the site of strange rituals during the 17th century during which human sacrifices might have taken place. The state of Massachusetts needed no convincing when Richard Morton offered to buy Shadow Island, which he did for a nominal sum. It seems that to start with, Richard Morton wanted to make this fort his home. He spent a real fortune and superhuman effort on his task before abandoning the idea. He elected instead to build a strange manor on the south side of the island. His decision to buy Shadow Island and live there was because the engravings on the stone tablets were similar to those found in the island's deepest underground passageways. Letter from Gibson to his fiancée, dated October 14th, 1902. As work on translation of the engravings advanced, relations between Morton and Gibson deteriorated. The student relished the romanticism of his work, whereas Morton seemed devoured by destructive passion. What's more, Gibson's discovery seemed to terrify him. He confided his worries and fears in a long letter addressed to his young fiancée, who had stayed on the mainland. This was the last that was heard of him. Gibson's mother later received this terse message: "Your son has disappeared. His body has not been found. My condolences. Signed, Richard Morton." You guys tired of hearing me read yet? Because we're only halfway. Search warrant. The peak of Richard Morton's disturbing activity coincided with a wave of disappearances among the young girls of Boston's poorer neighborhoods. This is the most disturbing episode of his life. It is my definite belief that, driven by the evil Deserto, the founder of the Morton dynasty was practicing black magic rituals involving the sacrifice of innocent souls, without doubt in the very chapel sacrifices had taken place 3 centuries earlier. To what end, I do not know. The first disappearances started in October and November of 1903. They continued with a frightening regularity of 1 a month, increasing during periods of equinox, until Richard Morton died on April 13, 1905. On this date, the disappearances mysteriously stopped. Archibald Morton as a child. In 1874, Archibald Morton was born, the only child of Richard Morton and Susan Chalmers, the youngest daughter of Lord Chalmers, a ruined aristocrat and opium addict. While the Morton Oil Company's business prospered, Archibald devoted his youth to the study of the polar circles. Like his father, he mounted many expeditions. Like his father, he also developed a fascination for Shadow Island and its strange secrets. Young Polynesian men and women in the hold of a ship. It has slowly emerged that large numbers of young men and women were uprooted from their distant homelands and taken to the island from as early as the end of 1905. Archibald was, in this matter, more discreet than his father. Evidence of this is found not only in the accounts of some sailors, but also in the written confessions of a slave trader, Thomas Plunkett, in which Deserto's name is cited several times. It seems, however, that no trace of these unfortunate men and women have ever been found on the island. Archibald Morton and Jennifer Pratchett. In 1897, Archibald Morton married his first wife, Jennifer Pratchett, a pastor's daughter and a renowned organist. She was a devout Christian and wrote long letters to her father recounting her disgust for her husband and her despair. The pastor, however, had disappeared the day after the marriage. The undelivered letters were kept in the postal archives, where I discovered them still sealed. Archibald treated her with uncommon cruelty. She nevertheless gave birth to his son in 1899. Jeremy Morton as a child. Jeremy was of a weak and delicate nature, but early in his life he already showed signs of exceptional intelligence. He too was haunted by the secrets of Shadow Island, but his general approach was more scientific. Jeremy Morton was an inventor. The breadth and originality of his inventions, which he never even bothered to patent, is highly impressive. He attended congresses and addressed conferences. In 1922, he struck up a lasting friendship with one of the last descendants of the Abkhanish tribe, Joseph Edenshaw. The Native Americans settled on Shadow Island in 1924. Invoice from the Nobel Company addressed to Jeremy Morton. Explosives, phosphorus, and magnesium. Wow, quite a few pounds of it too. It appears that Jeremy Morton collected a considerable arsenal of weaponry. In less than 3 years, he ordered over 200 pounds of explosives from the Nobel Company in Boston, along with large quantities of phosphorus and magnesium. Jeremy Morton and Joseph Edenshaw. The last 10 years of Jeremy Morton's life were the most secretive and mysterious. In his youth and middle age, the inventor genius hobnobbed with the cream of society. He spent his old age, however, as a recluse on the island. Some accounts of this period make the blood run cold. One example is the marriage of his son, Howard, born in 1931, to Lucy Dogan, for which he staged a reception on the island. Relations and members from a distant branch of the family were present. The party was disrupted by drama. Blah. The party was disrupted by drama when the horrifically mutilated body of one of the guests was discovered in the park adjacent to the manor. Lucy's brother, Michael Dogan, claims to have seen a terrifying lizard-like creature with tentacles, armed with enormous fangs. The horribly mutilated body of one of the guests. That is pretty horrible. What happened to his arm? Jeez. There is no doubt in my mind that the members of the Morton family, Jeremy being no exception, undertook dangerous and frightful experiments on the corpses discovered by Richard and his successors. Experiments that interfere with nature's own course. Resurrections from the dead. Crossbreeding. Genetic manipulation. Now this is going to be important later. I don't actually know why yet. But it's definitely something we need to keep an eye out for. Alright, with all that read, and my jaw about to fall off my fucking face, let's go upstairs. Because now, we're gonna see some stuff. I grabbed the rockets from there, cool. So you're gonna see something that drove me nuts for a good while. Because you see, there's a dial here. And I was convinced that I had to use the dates from the document I just read in some way for this. But that's not true. That's not at all what I have to do. Instead, it's this lovely photograph. So 1408 plus 2518. Real quick, that's 39. That's 3926. Yes. So 3926. Would you look at that? Alright. There's stuff in here, so let's grab a telescope. And a niche in the wall containing several statues piled on top of one another. Gee, I wonder if I'm supposed to put something there. The key to the portraits is the dates. It's the dates those they represent were born on. Okay, so that's worth remembering later. But first, we're gonna pop our statue in here. We've been carrying this for a while. Yep. And that opened this bad boy. An Abkhane statue representing a bison. I don't actually know what this is for. I'm thinking it's for the end game. Because, you know, Edenshaw has mentioned 7 animal statues. So, okay, we're gonna get further up here. Yeah, that drove me nuts for a while. I was trying every combination I could think of. Yep. Yep, that guy is fun. And let me just check something real quick before I go up that ladder. Because I think there's something... No. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure you noticed those scuff marks on the floor. Those will be important in a second. But first, I'm gonna go out here. Actually, hold on. Reload, please. Yes, I do. Because we need to get out here. And there he is. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Alright, up here we go. And we're gonna snatch this back up. And whoops. Yeah, the thunder effect is nuts in this game. I can see the fort in the distance, but with the naked eye, I can barely see anything. And that's why we have a telescope. Pop that fucker up there. Do you want to look through it? Yes, I do. Especially since there's a thing over here I need to see. 1692. I have no idea how this is relevant just yet, but 1692. That's important. Now, if I can remember how to get out of this again, I'd be happy. I seem to remember fucking around with that for a while. Because I couldn't actually remember how to exit this. I'm done. Where do you want me to go? I think it wants me to see something else somewhere, and I can't for the life of me remember what or where. There, maybe. No? Damn it. Hold on. This could take a minute. As I try to remember where the fuck it wants me to look. I'm done. Let me out. Oh, there we go. Hello, sir. You look friendly.
Aline?
Nope, she's not answering.
Carnby,
Oh, my fault.
Yeah,
she does
it's
it in
me.
the cutscene.
So,
My
found
bad.
anything out?
I hope you had good news.
Yeah, well, no. I spotted a man in the fort that overlooks the island. It might be Obed Morton.
So?
So what? No, I didn't blast him like a sitting duck, even if that's just what he deserves. This entire mess never would have happened if he and all his bent family hadn't been warped by ambition.
Obed Morton has made great progress in his field. Increasing our knowledge of mankind, he's a genius with a passion for
A moment
his
ago,
work.
you called him
Besides,
diabolical.
who is Obed Morton to you? I can't talk about him without you immediately getting all worked
Oh, well,
up.
his brother,
I
but
have
still.
good reason to believe that Professor Morton, that Obed Morton is my father.
If that's a joke, it's not funny.
The date coincides.
Oh, yeah,
I
her
was shown a
father.
picture.
So that's
Drama
why
increases.
you agreed to come to the island.
And also for the Upcanis writing tablets.
Abcanis writing tablets, my foot.
I
Why
love that
didn't
he
you
stops
write to
himself
him
from
for crying
swearing.
out loud? Why rush straight over here?
I want to hear it from his own mouth.
Actually, I understand. I should tell you to stay put, but be careful, Aline, and call me if you have a problem.
Carnby, I have a problem.
It's you. You're my problem. Alright, let's get back in the library. And red. Ah, crap. I wasn't fast enough. Fuck you, dog. There we go. Okay. And if I recall, there's nothing else over here. Nope. Just something I can't cross. So we're gonna go back in the library. And I'm gonna save, because we need to do some stuff now. This is as far as I got, by the way. So from here on, you haven't really missed anything.